So, Cliff, I know you have thoughts on a number of things I mentioned there. Maybe you can take us on the Russian thread.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't agree more with everything you said. It's gut wrenching and heartbreaking and infuriating. Yeah, and as far as him being a Russian asset, I mean, it's shocking to me that anyone doesn't recognize the gravity of it, including Democrats. I realize that people in government, I would think that a large portion of them get it. Certainly, people in military intelligence, top brass military stuff like that, three-letter agencies. Um, but Republicans are just denying it altogether. I had a guy on my social media yesterday said, "You've been brainwashed by a CIA psyop to make you hate Trump." And I was like, dude, nobody needs a psyop to hate a guy who is a lifelong con man and rapist and philanderer and liar and hate monger. Like, he's very hateable without a psyop. But it's like, it's such a fascinating paradox that you think I'm being brainwashed. You think that a lifelong con man rapist is a Christian, and that Jeffrey Epstein's best friend came to save the children, and the guy is currently selling you a USA Bible that's printed in China, and you think that other people are stupid. Um, but the Russia stuff, I mean, when you lay it out as a timeline, it's like, somebody please debate me on it. Nobody ever will. I challenge people all the time on social media. Come debate me instead of insulting me in the comments. Show me how smart you are and debate me on these political points. But I believe it was 1987 when Trump went to Moscow for the first time. He came back and immediately put newspaper ads in the biggest newspapers in the country, basically with this same message that he's spewing today, that our allies are taking advantage of us and hurting us, and really the people that we think are our enemies aren't really our enemies. And that's when it started. As far as a tangible beginning to the timeline, in my opinion, it's that, and his first wife being the daughter of a KGB agent.
Yeah, and that was, as you're describing, that was a Russian op. That op-ed was written for him by Russian operatives.
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
And it just never stopped. I mean, that was kind of the beginning of it that we know of, because that's a tangible kind of dog ear to start with.
Yeah.
But you can look at the whole timeline, and I can't. We don't have time in this show or 10 more shows to talk about it because there's that much of it. But I'll mention a couple of high points that really stand out to me, that I think people in our movement who feel how we feel should do their best to memorize and be able to talk about with people. And I think that's going to be a big part of moving forward. I know it's very hard to reach these people. I'm not encouraging you to be nice to them necessarily. I'm not even encouraging you to let them stay in your life. But when you do have these conversations, I'm encouraging you, I'm imploring you, fucking win them, excuse my language, win the conversation. Because what's happening now is they're screaming lies while we whisper the truth. They're running down the field with nunchucks in both hands, and we're still listening to the referee, and it's embarrassing. We have to stop playing by rules that haven't existed in a decade.